Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to my tutorial for King Dedede. This is going to be a total gameplay tutorial. How to use the character, online, offline, everything. You're going to learn a few good combos, movement, everything. But I mean, let's just get right into the video. Number one, most important thing is movement with King Dedede. He is a very slow character in the air, but you have to be able to utilize his jumps very, very well. So to get out of combos, it's good to kind of like count your jumps. Make sure you know exactly how many. He has 5. But you basically you can always just count and then land whenever you need to. That way if you get juggled or something like that, you can get out of it. So definitely jumping away like this is a really good strategy to escape combos with King Dedede. Basically just going like this until you're ready to land. Wait, you just wait for your opponent to make a huge mistake, like, you know, commit to like a smash attack or something. You wait it out and you just go into one of these. It's a really nice combo starter in the neutral air, but basically you just like this, just float around. Secondly, the amazing part about King Dedede is that he can air dodge and not really get punished as much as other characters. Like in the middle of the stage, obviously he's going to get punished because there's a lot of lag after you air dodge, but off stage, as long as you're not like down here air dodging, you're going to be alright. Which is really good for King Dedede, because like a character like Chrom or something, they're not coming back very easily if they air dodge. But with King Dedede, you can do stuff, hold on, you can do stuff like this with King Dedede and then make it all the way around, which is kind of King Dedede's never been able to do that in any of the games because he has the worst airspeed in the game. As you can see, he travels very slowly through the air, and that's a problem, you know, following up on combos. But in this particular respect, he can do stuff like this now, which is kind of crazy. You can avoid a lot of pressure at the ledge maybe, which is really, really good for King Dedede. So that's about it for in terms of movement. Secondly, kind of his ground movement, they beefed it up a little bit. He's a lot faster than he once was. Shield dashing isn't really a great strategy anymore, but with King Dedede, it's really good to just kind of be patient. Just kind of play slowly at a distance. Walking is very important because it gives you access quickly to tilts. So you kind of just like turn around and you just turn around into something like this. Turn around here as I'm messing it up, like that, into a tilt, which is really important. But tilting is very important. So walking is extremely important, and also this is kind of reverse grab is sort of important with King Dedede. But other than that, I guess let's move on to the specials, which are really what make King Dedede crazy. We'll start with the, there you go, the inhale, which has been improved immensely. It's like one of his best moves now. He can do, hold on, let me reset. He can do really nice stuff with the inhale. He can now spit things back, which is incredibly important. As I'll turn on neutral B to make it easier. But he can kind of spit back these things, which is really, really crazy. Any projectile, it's not like a full pocket, so you can't like take it and then keep it for a while. You're kind of forced to do it immediately. But it's really, really good because one of his big struggles is projectile characters. It always has been. Mega Man, Mario, anybody who can use a projectile is really frustrating. Diddy Kong, but with this thing, it really helps him. At least to a certain degree, deal with projectile characters. It lets him sort of break the barrier, get in there. It's bad against some projectiles, and some projectile characters like Mewtwo and sometimes Villager, because they can like repocket. They can repocket the exact same thing, which is sort of problematic. But what is fantastic is that he is able to get easy. It's like a command grab. It's easy. An easy attack, and one of the best ways to use it like this. The problem is the move is really laggy, so you use it and you're kind of stuck in this animation for a while. And that's a pretty long animation. It's like a second, which Smash Bros is a really horrible time, but it's a pretty laggy animation. You have to go through the whole animation. You can hold it down and go further, but you don't have to. But obviously, if you want to press it once, you can really get punished, because all they have to do is just jump over you and screw you over. But one way to cancel the animation is to just go like this, and you automatically just by going like that, you cancel the animation by hitting it on a ledge. Here, I'll do it again. Especially with bigger characters, but it's kind of like what is it called? Like, it's kind of like a short hop special. You just jump first and then you go like that, and the animation is almost entirely canceled. So you'd have to go through that big laggy animation. The other awesome use of this is as a mix-up at the ledge. So you're going like this. You can B reverse it and go like that. And usually, obviously, there's a lot of maps with like a hole underneath, so they won't be able to come back. But it's a really like simple, easy mix-up. You just and turn around. It's even good mid-stage because it changes his trajectory. It's not like a really good B reverse like what's his name, like Snake or Diddy Kong, but it's a good enough B reverse where you can really mix it up. Like, let's say you're being chased, you could just quickly and knock right into it. But it's again, this move is like super improved over Smash 4 and even Brawl, where King Dedede was top tier or high tier. But definitely, yeah, it's a way safer move than it once was. Secondly, there's also a combo. You can Gordo into it, which is kind of insane. Even when you're recovering, let's say you're all the way up here, you can Gordo into it. But I mean, I'm not going to be able to do it right now because the opponent has to knock me into it. But you can Gordo into an neutral special. I'm sorry. So that's one way to use it. Next, the most important thing about King Dedede, which are his Gordos. And Gordos are basically spiky balls that you send out. Let me send my opponent at a distance here. But you can basically send out these spiky balls like this. And you can change the trajectory of them pretty easily. So you can send out a Gordo and tilt upwards, and it'll bounce slowly like that. You can send it forward and just let it go like that, and then you can actually tilt it down and it'll bounce like really high. So actually tilting it down will make it bounce even higher. You can also tilt it up lightly, just lightly tilt it up, and it'll reach slightly further, which is important for ledge trapping when you're like right here. You can use tilt stick to change that, but it'll reach all the way down there. So those are the basic three uses of Gordo. It's like that, like this, and like this. So basically you just tilt it and it changes the trajectory slightly. The ones you'll use the most are probably this one right here and this one, just the regular and the up. I don't really use the down one too much. It's a little confusing. Like I said, yeah, I rarely ever use it. Sometimes off the stage it's a little more useful like that, but the down one usually you won't be using. And then also you can jump in the air and it'll get some real hang time like that. And again, you can inhale it back in immediately, and it's like a cannon, which is a really nice improvement for King Dedede, because it just gives him like a quicker attack than just regular Gordo, and it lets him volley the Gordos back. You can also send the Gordos back by, you can press the A button when the Gordo's about to hit you, and you can send it back in the direction where it came from, which is really convenient sometimes. If you got to know that you're doing it, but it's really convenient because you can volley back the Gordos. And so you have two ways to now deal with Gordos, because Gordos being reflected at you were like one of the biggest killers of King Dedede, because there's really nothing that you can do in Smash 4. Like occasionally you could use the A button to go back, which was one of the better ways to deal with it. But unfortunately, you're just that whole reflector is so laggy and slow, it's better to just inhale it and spit it back at them, unless you're playing against Mewtwo. But other than that, it's a really nice option that they gave us. The awesome thing about Gordos is that they can also stick to surfaces right there if you just tilt it upwards, and then it'll get stuck there and it'll make it impossible for your opponent to recover. Sets up for spikes, it sets up for the down hammer, it sets up for the vertical spike like this, and you just hit him into that. But basically it sets up all types of spikes. You can practice sticking them either on any regular stage, or you can just run down here. There's this wall. You can just practice sticking it. It's awesome. Basically, yeah, you can stick them. And in this game, actually, after you stick them, you can also... Hold on, let me just do it one more time. You can stick them, and you can actually interact with them further with that. And sometimes this will actually make them stick. It's a little annoying sometimes trying to get this to work. Sometimes it bounces, sometimes it sticks. They're supposed to have fixed it. You can snipe the ledge from a distance sometimes. But I don't know. They said they fixed it, but this seems like sometimes it still doesn't work. Like half the time it just won't do anything, and it just will bounce right back at you like that. Like I still don't get it. Most of the time I find that if you tilt it upwards, it'll stick better. Like that, perfect. If you tilt it upwards, it'll stick. But if you try to just snipe directly, it won't do anything. But I would say, yeah, just try to, there you go. So you can snipe the ledge from a distance and then come back with the bam and hit him with the smash. That's it. That's the Gordo. But that's basically Gordo. That's Gordo physics, Gordo setups. Again, ledge trapping is probably the biggest use. You just send a Gordo this way. They're kind of trapped. They have to get off the ledge. You can tilt it up to make it go all the way there. And then you can load up an up smash and they can't really do anything about it. But that's basically Gordo setups. Next is going to be, we'll do the, here we go, we'll do the Jet Hammer. So the Jet Hammer has been immensely improved because it actually breaks shields. And it has, importantly, it actually has super armor for only when you swing it. Okay, so basically a fully charged Jet Hammer has the ability to break a shield now, which is incredibly important because before I could never do that. And that was really frustrating because it's like, how can a forward smash break a shield, but a fully charged Jet Hammer can? And this move is so committal and takes so long to do. But overall, to be 100% honest with you, Jet Hammer is one of the moves that you'll use the least with King Dedede, only because you're extremely vulnerable when you use it. You can jump, but that's about it. And usually the best way to do this is to go claw. So use your pointer finger to jump. And if I'm not mistaken, I think you can only like full hop. You can't short hop. But yeah, so basically it's like, the problem with this move is that it's just too committal. You can't do anything else. It'd be better if it was something like Donkey Kong's, where he can hold it and then save it for later and then use it again. And that'd be a lot better instead of being like this. Because the problem with this move is it's just not. I mean, you're not gonna. No opponent's gonna let you just stand there and charge this stupid thing up. It's good because sometimes it's quick. You can do a quick punish. Like let's say they're coming back, you could just right off the just swing like that, bam. It's got pretty short range too. Like that's the other bad thing about this move. It's so close to being like almost good. They really should have made it like Donkey Kong's, but I mean that's what. I guess this was what makes the character different. Also, like I said, when he swings, he has super armor. So during that 1 second, he can eat a hit. The problem is, even if he has super armor during that one hit, they're just gonna like one single projectile knocks you out of this. So even if you see a projectile coming, you do this. I mean, the move's gone. Like a single projectile takes that entire move. Like it makes the entire move useless, and that's kind of what's frustrating about this. I wish it was better. I really do. I really wish that down B was better, but it can't be. Like the problem with down B is that it can't be too broken, and it can't be. It's got to be good, but not too good. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem with the down B. So that's the down B. Next is the up B, one of the best recoveries in the game. Look at this. You can recover virtually from anywhere. You always want to recover low. Always. You don't ever want to do something like this. Awful. Never do that. Look how punishable you are. All they have to do is jump, and that's it. They get a grab, they get a neutral air, they get a smash, they get anything. This never, ever land like this. Unless you know that they're going to shield. Then it's like, okay. Then you can do it. If they're dumb enough to shield. But other than that, don't do it. Also, you can press up and cancel it. So like, let's say you really screwed it up, and you're about to land there. You could just go back. But there you go, see? But the problem with this is if you press up, look at how much lag. Insane lag. Don't do it. Don't do it mid-stage. If you're going to do it if you're already mid-stage like this, just land. Don't worry about it. And they beefed the what's it called? They beefed this move up significantly. Like it really kills at like really early percents now. And before it almost never killed. Like you'd have an opponent at like 150% and you'd land on them sometimes and they'd just be like, they just survive. Also important. There's these amazing stars that come out, which also protect you sometimes. So even if the impact doesn't hit them, sometimes they have the stars that pop up, and it's very difficult to punish for them. Again, it's not an unpunishable move. It's a very punishable move. So you don't want to land mid-stage with the up B. Definitely never. But it's nice that it has like a little field of protection. Other than that, I think that's about it for the up special. There's nothing else. Yeah, you got to recover low. You can cancel it by pressing up. Also, you can actually do stuff like this. I'm going to wait for Mario to get up. When you're trying to jab block him, this guy gets up like a marine. All of a sudden, you know, he doesn't want to get up. You could actually use the B up, and at the last after you hit him, cancel it, and they'll get stuck in the floor like this. And then you could set up for all types of nonsense. You can like neutral air into this, but it's really nice. You can kind of get them stuck in the ground. Usually if you break a shield, that's a cool punish that you can do. Again, look at this guy lounging around. But yeah, it's a pretty cool punish that you can do, and you can even retreat to the ledge and then do something like this and finish them off. So it's really nice. I think that's it for the specials, right? I did the down B, the up B. I think that's it. So next we're gonna go to the tilts. The tilts are, listen, tilts for King Dedede are some of the most important things. He's a very tilt heavy character. If you aren't comfortable doing tilts, this is not the character for you. Like, I know for some people it's very difficult, like to stop and you know, throw out a tilt. I've heard that before, but this is a very tilt heavy character. This is not like a high like combo character past 50%. You definitely want to use tilts. So forward tilt, right? This is one of the more important ones. This is his main spacing tool right here. As you can see, there is from the hammer to his hand. Your opponent can't really do anything about it. If they hit that, it doesn't even damage you. But that's what's great. It's kind of a disjointed hitbox. Same thing with like a lot of his moves, which is nice. He's a heavy, but he has disjointed attacks, which is really nice. Also, this is a really good move if you have chronic spot dodgers, because it'll just go right through. Or like, let's say that you have someone who's spamming spot dodges the entire game. It's beautiful because you can just throw this out and it'll last the entire time. It is a punishable move, don't get me wrong, because obviously it's pretty slow. All they have to do is, like, let's say they're playing like Lucina or something, all they have to do is just jump over and just neutral air you, because it's kind of stuck all the way over here, the hitbox. But it's definitely one of his best moves, and you can do it out of a walk. You can just instantly it's really nice. But yeah, it's a good move. It's one of his best tilts. It's not really, again, it's not a combo move. You're not gonna like do it and then go into something, because I mean, it doesn't really cause anything. It doesn't even set up for jab blocks, as you can see. Maybe at the edge there. Yeah, maybe at the edge you can set up for a jab block. But other than that, the move is not... It's really just a spacing move. But it's a good spacing move. You got to learn it. Alright, next is, importantly, the down tilt. Down tilt is really a move when like somebody's really in your face and you know they're going to like let go of their shield or something. Then you use the down tilt. So it's really good at really close range. It's kind of like you're maybe in shield or something and you just go right into a down tilt. It's really nice. Also, it kills if you're like all the way... If your opponent's like all the way at the edge, sometimes it'll kill. It's a surprise move because it's a really fast move. It's one of his fastest moves. See, it's like instant. So that's what makes the move kind of nice. Is that, yeah, it kills very, very, very late, but it's his fastest move by far, which makes it really nice. So, you know, using sparingly, it combos into itself at really early percents like this, but not really later. But yeah. Later to kill, earlier to just get free damage, just an extra like damage booster, which is really nice to have. Next is up tilt. Oh my god, up tilt. This is like, you know, they really did it well with this move. What's beautiful about up tilt is that it kind of combos into itself, which is really nice, and it helps you like start a lot of combos. Like there's a lot of combos associated with up tilt, and look at this range. Look where I am. It's like Mario's. What's it called? It's like Mario's. What's this thing called? This is Mario's up smash. Look how far this hits you from. It's such an amazing move, and it juggles too, which is nice. Like, let's say they're trying to land, you can just continuously do this. It's even more amazing at the platforms like this. Well, let me switch him off because he's still in control. It's even more amazing at... Oh shoot, he was about to kick my ass. All right, it's even better like this because it like perfectly hits under the platform, as you can see here. Perfectly. Look at this. Beautiful juggler. If you're playing on what is it called, a battlefield type map, oh my god, I love this move. Look at this. Might as well spam it. It's so amazing. But definitely very good for juggling. Very good combo move. It just combos like this out of neutral air. It combos out of, if I'm not mistaken, down throw. Look at this. Endless combos. This is a very good combo move at early percents, and it's a killer at later percents, which makes it really, really nice. But that's definitely important. Up tilt is very key. Like I said, these were the 3 tilts. Very important with this character. If you don't know how to do the tilts, honestly, I would say don't even bother with the character. You have to use the tilts. His smash attacks are good, but they are very slow. And we'll get to that later in the video. Alright, let's go to aerials. Again, very important. Neutral air is, I would say, his best aerial. Just combo-wise, damage-wise, neutral air combos into itself. It sets up for almost every other aerial at early percents, as you can see. You just got to kind of read it. You got to see where you drop, but it has like, it basically puts a little circle around King Dedede, and wherever you hit him with, that's where they're going to go. So if you hit him with the forward one, you can combo it into like that. If you hit him with the forward one, around 50 is where the combo is. If you hit him with the back one, you can do it like that. But basically it combos into itself, which is really nice at early percents, and then it combos into other stuff at later percents. Usually forward air, that's the safest one, like, or sometimes back air, which is like that. But it's a really nice combo starter. It's also really good for edge guarding. If you're like right here, you have one of those recoveries that are kind of like Fox or something, or Falco. It's really good for like right here, just creating a nice, beautiful like obstruction. Like that at any point. It's a really just good move, and it kills. It kills all of his moves, which I like about him, except for maybe forward tilt, kill at reasonable percents. But basically, you just build this giant circle in the sky, and your opponent can't get around it, which is a really nice move. You are vulnerable, obviously, and there's, you know, priority with certain moves, but it's a really it's one of his best aerials. Next, again, is forward air. This is really good for spacing in the mid range. You kind of want to space it so you hit the hammer like that. That way it's kind of like a landing. You hit him with one of these. But it's really good for spacing if you have like an opponent that just is grounded and they're maybe spamming projectiles. You just kind of run over, shield, parry, and then you just hit him with one of these, get him off stage. This is one of the best ways to get people off stage. It's not really as good of a killer as back air, but it's a very good killer, as you can see here. It's very good for spacing. Again, it's kind of like Marth. You just kind of create this wall, as you can see. And it's very difficult for players to get around this. Certain players just don't know how to do it. It's like you create this giant orb in the sky, and it's very difficult because it creates... It's a hitbox that's not even... It's a dislocated hitbox. It's not attached to you. So even if they, like, swing at the hammer or like hit it with a sword or something, it won't matter because it won't affect you unless it hits the little red man in the middle. So yeah, it creates this nice orb. Next is back air. Back air is his strongest aerial by far. It's usually what you do when you're trying to go for the kill. You try to go for the aerial. Fortunately on this map you can't really show edge guarding, but basically you can go off stage usually like this, and it's great for like that, just like that. Kind of right here, they're trying to recover, you just hit them with those. You can use, what's beautiful about him, you can spam multiple. It doesn't matter. Look at this. You can't do that with Ike. You can't do that with Grom. Look at this. You just spam like 3. Go right off stage. It's amazing. But yeah, it's his strongest aerial. It's one of his safest aerials. It's like just like this. You could just spam. The problem, it's a little difficult, I'm going to be honest with you, to do a reverse aerial rush like that. It's more difficult than it used to be to do that, like to run, turn around, and just do that. I used to be able to in Smash 4 down throw and then turn around and hit him with one of those, but it's a lot more difficult to do that. I guess because there's a move buffer, or like I don't know how it works, but yeah, that used to be a simple combo. Now they'll escape if you try to do that, so you definitely do not want to down throw into back air. It's not going to end well for you because it'll just be too slow, but you can still reverse aerial rush like that. That used to be a big part of King Dedede's game in Smash 4, but now it's kind of, again, you want to really consider whether you want to risk it or not, because sometimes you'll try to like do something and it'll buffer into something else. It'll end up like forward airing you this way and you'll just get hit. But definitely, this is one of the major killers for him. One of his best moves to kill. and very good for edge guarding because you know you're hanging off the ledge and you have your back to the wall. You just hit him with a few of these. Look at that, right? Like how far I travel with that too. Like you can take him from one side, from the edge all the way to death. I mean, look at that. It's amazing. So that's a very good move. Always short hop. With that, with most of King Dedede's moves, you want a short hop. It's kind of important with them. All right, next we've got the up air. Up air is very, very important for juggling, as you can see here. Like just like that, you can juggle opponents with the up air. It works out of up throw, which is an early percentage combo, up to I think like 50. But it's good in general, just for like covering. Like let's say you know your opponent's gonna jump off the ledge, you could just go directly into that. It's good for juggling. You can fast fall with it, like that. Hold on. You can fast fall, you could like that, and then re-grab, which is really nice. It's very occasional though. That's actually a pretty decently difficult combo to land. The re-grab to let me get some damage here. The re-grab, the up smash to the up air to re-grab is actually very, very difficult to land consistently, as I'll show you here. You end up throwing them and then fast falling, and then you can grab again, because again your opponent's so confused at that point that you were able to do that. They're just like what just happened. Also, the up aerial has multiple hits, which is really nice. As you can see here, it does multiple hits. The last one is the one that sends them flying. All the other ones will let them drop if you let it go, which is really nice because again you can go into a re-grab. But that's basically it with up aerial. You basically just want to juggle with it. That's the main thing. His last aerial is down air. Not the best spike, I'll tell you that. Not the best spike at all. This doesn't have a great hitbox. It has a very, very, look at this hitbox. It's like, you know, you got to be like precise. Look how precise you have to be just to hit this. This is not like Ganondorf's where you could just like throw it out and your kill's at 0. But it does kill very early, this one. And it has a weak box and a kind of a strong hit, as you can see. Closer to the middle is the stronger one, and closer to the edges is the weaker one. As you can see, you can jab block with that. Alright, so basically you can jab block with it also. If you get the weak hit, you can jab block with it, which is really nice. But other than that, the move is kind of buns. I mean, you basically want to spike. You never really want to use it mid-stage. Once in a while, there might be a use for it. But most of the time, you really don't want to use it mid-stage. It has decent like kill potential too. It's like it does a lot of damage and it does a lot of knockback. But like it creates such of like it's like an arrow in the middle of the map. You're never really gonna. It leaves you vulnerable from side to side, and that's kind of the problem with the move. But it's almost good, which is nice. All right, what are we up to now? That was aerials. Now we're up to smashes. Smashes. All right. Forward smash, the strongest move in the game. At least I think it still is. It should be. Very slow, very difficult to land. It's not like Ganondorf's where you can like, let's say your opponent's here and you're like, oh yeah, they're gonna roll. I'm just gonna go like this. You can't really do it because they'll just roll again. It's so slow. But it's very good for, you know, kind of just throwing it out there. Like let's say you're being chased. You're just being chased. You just hit them with that. Sometimes they'll shield. They'll get scared. It breaks shields automatically, which is really nice. Because, you know, an enemy with a dead shield is an embarrassed enemy. I mean, especially with King Dedede, he has so many, like, with broken shield combos, it's not even funny. But basically, this is a very good move for occasional use. This is not the one that you want to use the most, I'll tell you that right now. Alright, so, next, up smash. We've got up smash. It's really, really good for covering landings when your opponent's, like, trying to get back down to the stage. Maybe they air dodge. You can get an easy read off of that. Also, it hits on both sides. So the beginning, the middle, and the end, it's all one big hitbox. So it's really good for rolling. Like let's say you throw out a Gordo right here. Or like right here, you throw out a Gordo, you move up, and it'll hit both sides like this. So if they decide to jump, you'll hit them. If they decide to stay, they'll get hit by the Gordo. If they decide to roll, they'll get hit by the second hitbox right there. So it's a really good like cover option. Like after you throw a Gordo, like let's say you're ledge trapping right here. you're ledge trapping throughout the Gordo and it's bouncing, you just hit him with one of these because it covers all the angles, which is really, even get up attack is going to get hit by the Gordo. So that's up smash. Up smash is really, really, really good for those particular reasons. Next, we've got the down smash. This is fastest punish right here. His fastest smash punish. It's really good for reading rolls. If you know they're gonna roll, they've been rolling all game. You go like this and bam, you hit him with both sides. It hits forward first and then the back second. So if like always be facing them if you know they're gonna roll. So let's say this Mario was definitely gonna roll, you could just he started rolling right here, the back hit, bam, hits him right there, which is really nice. It's good for catching rollers. Also, it's good just to occasionally throw out. You know, don't get trigger happy with it because it's punishable vertically. But down below, it's pretty hard to punish this move. It's very, very fast in comparison to all of his other smash moves, his smash attacks. It's very, very quick. But that's definitely his best on-stage kind of smash attack. Because it's so quick. It's better than up smash or side smash for any other purpose. Again, this one's good for breaking shields, this is good for punishing, and this is really good for ledge traps right here. But those are his three smash attacks. Alright, next we have some of the throws and grabs. We have down throw, which leads to things at very early percents. It leads to, as you can see, up tilt. It leads to forward air. It leads to what's it called? Neutral air, which is really nice. That's a nice combo starter right there. Alright, next we've got the up throw, which allows you to get a lot of percentage like that. That's one of the best throws and more consistent ones than down throw. Down throw does more damage, I think, at early percents, but the great thing about the up throw is that it's more consistent. It's more consistent, especially later in the 50s. It's definitely more consistent like that. See, it's a very consistent combo. Basically, up throw to up air is very consistent. Also, down throw to forward air is very consistent. They're both very consistent combos. You use the forward throw to get them off stages, so you can kind of like ledge trap and set stuff up like that. That's the whole use of forward throw. See, you just set up all types of things. Same thing with back throw. It's kind of just the whole point of back throw. You just throw them like this, and as they're recovering, you just make their life more difficult. And it's very difficult to show on this map. But all right, time for some basic combos. You've got neutral air to up smash. That's a basic combo. Neutral air to neutral air. Sometimes combos you could just. If you fast fall neutral air to fast fall neutral air, it works sometimes, as you can see there. Next combo is down throw to up smash to neutral air is pretty good. Down throw to forward air is always a good combo. Up throw to up air is a decent combo. He has very good combos at early percents, but as soon as you get to like, let's say 80, there's like nothing left, and it's kind of frustrating with him. There you go. He has a footstool, which is kind of crazy. But like you can tech footstools, which is really frustrating. If you want to actually land that against somebody, you have to play like 30 games until you find somebody who doesn't tech things properly, and then you can land that footstool. Also, he has a jab block. It's kind of inconsistent, but you can do that and then down smash, and he just actually dodged that. I don't know what he did, but yeah, he has some pretty inconsistent ones. He has some inconsistent footstool combos, as you can see. Double bam, bam, bam. Alright, screw that. Alright, yeah, but he has a few combos in terms of like jab blocks and stuff. It's kind of unexplored territory. Only because like very rarely are you going to be able to get any jab blocks with King Dedede. Only because he's so like slow that you're going to not be able to catch up with most people. As you can see there, it's very difficult to catch up with opponents that are in jab lock or on the ground, because things just don't line up. And last thing, we've got the jab. King Dedede's jab is very, very good for a few reasons. It's one of those endless jabs, which is really good because you can kind of leave it spinning unless it connects with an opponent. If it connects with an opponent, then it will obviously stop and it will go into that third animation. It's very good for ledge guarding sometimes, as you can see here. Whoa. Right here, let's say you get the right distance. Let's say this 5 here. You can have it kind of rapidly jabbing right there. And it's difficult for certain characters to get back. They can roll, and that's a frustrating thing, but it's very difficult if you have the right spacing. This is a very good way to edge guard right here, especially if you have like a Gordo going in the area also. This is even crazier because then again, you want to, with King Dedede, you want to lower your opponent's options, and that's the whole thing. You want to kind of, it's like a snake, you know. You want to make it impossible for your opponent to recover. That's the whole point. You have to gimp. All right, last thing, we have to do the dash attack. Very strong dash attack. It has like 3 hits. It's kind of insane. Hits on the ledge. It hits off the ledge. It's like, look at this. It's a very, very, very strong move. Great killer. Very punishable, so don't, throw it out a lot. But sometimes you're chasing your opponent, like let's say, they're rolling, wait for the last roll. Bang. Very, very good move. Very good for punishing, but unfortunately very punishable itself, which is quite ironic. It doesn't have any combos. Like, you won't be able to get dash attack out of anything. And that's mainly the problem with King Dedede, is that he doesn't really have any combos above like 50% that you don't like invent and set up on your own, and that's kind of frustrating. That's the problem with him. It's like after 50% you can't really do anything guaranteed, right? Everything is like all set up, all Gordos, all off stage nonsense that you have to come up with yourself, and it's kind of frustrating because up till then he's like a very, very combo based, very like strongly combo based character up till about 50%, and then it's like, what am I supposed to do? Look how far all my hits send him. Every single hit, every throw, every hit, look how far everything gets sent. You can't really do anything, so you have to invent stuff on your own. You have to do Gordos, and you have to do nonsense. You have to push them into the Gordo, and it's like, that's the character after 50%. But up till then, he's kind of broken. But that's it. That's my King Dedede guide. I showed you simple combos. I showed you basically everything. I think it was pretty good. We'll see how it goes. Enjoy the character. He's a really good character. Thank you for watching.